So now we will be moving on to your next topic under your second chapter, managerial functions, that is significance of planning. Significance is nothing but the importance of planning. So the first importance or significance is planning offsets future uncertainty and change. As we've already been discussing earlier also, in order to avoid any uncertain activities, okay, in order to avoid any uncertain activities which are caused from the external and internal environment, we are planning effectively, okay. We are taking into consideration all the future information, and based on that we are planning very effectively based on the continuously changing environment in order to take proper decisions. Next is facilitates unity of direction and coordination. So once your planning is done in a very effective manner, you will know which job has to be given to which person, so you will be able to coordinate everything very effectively. Okay, so as based on the words of Coates and Owen Daniel, plans are selected courses along with the management desires to coordinate group of action towards common goal of the organization. Basically, you are coordinating and you're directing continuously in order to achieve the goals of the organization. Next is it facilitates control. Facilitates control because you're taking into consideration each and every person, you're distributing the duties to each and every person, you are making sure that you're continuously guiding them to saying what is the goal and how you need to achieve that particular goal or objective. So through this you will be able to achieve higher degree of control because you will know as to who is there in the which position. Okay, you will take maximum control under your top level and medium level management. Next is management by objectives. Now management by objective is basically wherein the organization is very clear about the objective or the goal they have to achieve, okay, and how you take the right action in order to achieve those particular objective. Okay, the next one is focuses attention on organization goals and facilitates management by objective. Okay, you're making sure that you're focusing your attention on the goals only. Continuous time to time direction and information is given to you all in order to achieve that particular goal, and the management is facilitating all the necessary objectives. Okay, next is improves adaptability. Now when you have an effective plan, when you have effective control, management, direction, organizing, it improves adaptability. Adaptability in the sense wherein the planning is helping you to adapt to the organization, okay, adapt to the organization and carry out all the activities very effectively to feel as a part of the organization. Next is improves competitive strength because here you will know who belongs to which department, whether it is HR, marketing, finance, okay, you know each and every person and what is the kind of job which is given to each and every person. So when you also know the job and when you also know the objective or the goal, you improve your competitive strength. Okay, you would want to perform in a very effective manner and you will want to achieve the goals even more effectively. Next is improves motivation because you improve motivation because through planning you're involving every person, you're considering each and every person, you are making sure each and every person's opinion and decision is taken into consideration, based on which you are improving motivation. Okay, you're taking everyone's ideas, you're improving their performance, you're continuously providing training and development programs. Okay, through this you're improving the motivation. Next is encourage innovation and creativity because innovation and creativity are an important aspect for an organization to survive very effectively in the environment. So you are encouraging innovation and creativity by means of wherein you're continuously motivating them, you are telling them that how you need to generate new ideas and what are the basic ideas, what are the basic things that you need to take into consideration in order to generate new ideas and become more creative. Okay, next is ensure effective use of resources. Effective use of resources, making sure that each and every resource is used in a very effective manner and no resources are going for a waste. Okay, next is helps in avoiding business failure. Helps in avoiding business failure. Why? Because when you're planning, you're taking into consideration all the possible activities that will occur to happen in future, right? So when you're taking all the future information, you're taking into consideration your external environment and internal environment and what could be the possible things that could affect the environment working. Basically you're taking everything into consideration and you're conducting a particular plan, right? So when you are planning effectively, you will be helping in avoiding all the business failures. Next is bring in economy operation. Now when you're bringing in economy operation, it is basically how you are minimizing your cost by maximizing your profit. Okay, and how effectively you are doing your way doing your things in the best possible way. Okay, next is facilitates management by exception. Management by exception is nothing but you are facilitating management by exception, wherein you are ensuring that each and every activity is involved and no one activity is disrupting the other activity. Okay, next is facilitates delegation. Facilitates delegation is nothing but you are facilitating authority. Each and every person is given the authority and the responsibility as to what is the kind of duty and what is the kind of responsibility that they have to carry out. Okay, you are delegating the authority. So that's with the significance of the planning. Okay, significance or importance of planning. Now next is what is the need for planning. Now your need for planning is a very important aspect, and there is a need for planning in each and every business. Okay, without planning no business can run effectively. So the need for planning is firstly essential for modern business. Yes, very important. It is essential for a modern business. The modern business, the main thing, you need to survive effectively because of the continuous technological changes. Okay, because of the increasing competition, the change in consumer tasting preferences. So planning is very important. Next is related to performance. Related to performance is nothing but how you are, each and every employee is performing on a day-to-day basis, whether the employee requires training or development, whether the employee is functioning properly. Continuously motivate the employee, continuously guide and give directions to the employee. Okay, in order to achieve the goal and objective. Next is focus on the objective. Focus, you're making the employee to focus on the objective. You're aligning employees personal objective with the organizational objective, and you're giving them time to time instructions, and you're giving them proper guidelines to reach those objectives. Next is proper allocation of resources. Now proper allocation of resources, how you're allocating your resource in order to avoid wastage. You're minimizing your wastage to ensure that there is optimization of utilization of resources. When you minimize your wastage, you are maximizing your output. Okay, you're maximizing how effectively you can use the resources. Next is facilitates control. Now facilitates control is nothing but how effectively can you take control over the various activities of the business in order to achieve the objective. Okay, how you are wherein you are taking into consideration controlling your employees, controlling all the aspects, the outputs, the operations which are carried on. Okay, based on all of this, how you achieve your targets are very important, through which you're facilitating your control. Helpful in decision making. Now planning will help you in decision making. Why? Because it will help you in setting up budgets. It will help you in taking necessary decisions, like who has to be in the top management, who has to be in the middle level management, low level management. Okay, and also it will help you in preparing your schedules, your meetings. Okay, the rules and regulations, and serving as per the guidelines of the decision making. So through this you will also be able to have effective decision making in the organization. Avoiding business failure, as we looked into the significance also earlier. Now when you have a good planning, you will avoid business failures, but when you have a bad planning, then your business will ultimately fail. So that is why you need to have scientific planning, and you should avoid any wrong or unscientific. You should avoid these. Okay, so planning should be good. Planning is very important because it will help you in utilizing your resources also effectively, and the chance of failure is also very less. Now moving on to your next topic, you have 6 C's of planning. Now 6 C's of planning is what is the purpose. First P is purpose. Purpose is what is the need for planning, what is the requirement of planning. Okay, you need to understand why you are planning and why do you have to plan. So planning firstly is basically to increase profits and to increase the market share by introducing more and more products. This is the purpose. Next is the philosophy. Philosophy is used to satisfy customer satisfaction, increasing the quality. Now next one is your philosophy of the organization. You have to make sure that you are incurring enough profits, you're satisfying the customers, and also your quality is and you also producing products of very good quality. This diagram is very important. Next is promise. You're promising the organization. You're assessing your strengths and weakness of the organization. First, see what is the strength of the organization, what is the weakness of the organization, based on which you will see what is the strength of the organization. You will be able to build in the organization in a very effective manner, and you will be able to analyze your strengths and weaknesses and promise the customers that you will provide good quality of products at a very reasonable price. Next is your policies. Policies is how you are setting your policies of the organization. Policies are nothing but the general statements of the guidance of the personnel. That is the necessary rules and regulations and the policies which are set in order to be followed by the employees in the organization. You will have policies, that is production policies, you'll have finance policies, you'll have human resource policies. These are the various policies which are set. It is a set of rules and regulations, or you can also say it is a set of guidelines which are set by the organization. Okay. Next is plans. Now, what is plan? Planning is, as you know, it is a very important aspect. Now, why is this? Because of the objectives and action statements. Because you are planning in order to achieve the particular goals and organization, you are guiding. The plans will help you and guide you as to how you need to achieve those objectives at different stages. Next is your priorities. Priorities is how you fix your priority. Your goal has to be your priority. You need, suppose this is your goal, okay? Suppose this is your goal, and you'll have various alternatives, but your ultimate objective is to reach the goal, to achieve this particular goal only. That is your priority. This goal will be your priority. Goal will be your priority. Okay. Now, irrespective various other things that are affecting the organization objectives and all of that, your goal should be your priority, irrespective of any factor that is affecting your goals and planning. Okay, these were the 6 C's of planning. That is your purpose, your philosophy, your promise, policies, plans, and priorities. Okay, now your next topic is essentials of a good plan. Now, what are the essentials of a good plan? Your good plan should be clearly defined objective, wherein the objective is clearly defined to you all. Second one is it should be very simple, it should be very comprehensive, it should be easy to understand. It must be flexible. You need to suppose you're planning, if there is any necessary change that needs to be made, it should be flexible enough to make the necessary changes. Okay, it should provide for proper analysis, opportunities to the utmost for creating new authorities and new sources. Okay, it should give you opportunities. Your plan should give you any opportunities in order to create new sources. Next, your plan should be very economical. Economical is budget friendly. Okay, your planning should be done in a very budget friendly manner. Okay, it should not involve too much of cost. It should minimize the cost and maximize the output, or the good utilization of resources. Then it should be your plan should be having proper coordination amongst your short term as well as your long term plans. Okay, it should coordinate effectively with the short term and long term plans. Next is it should be free from social and psychological biases and planners as well as subordinates. It should be rational and appropriate. It should be appropriate. It should be easy to understand. It should be something that you can implement and use it for a future period. Okay, these are the essentials of a good plan, a very important topic. Next is you have your planning principles. Now, what are the planning principles? Planning, as you all know, is a dynamic process. It is a continuous process. You cannot stop with planning at one particular stage. You need to continuously keep on planning to achieve your ultimate goals. Okay, to analyze what are the factors that are affecting, to analyze if there is necessary changes that need to be made to achieve the goals. Okay, so planning is done on a continuous basis. Now, planning has 3 principles. Okay, firstly, on the basis of purpose and nature, on the basis of structure of plan, and on the basis of process of planning. Now, on the basis of purpose and nature, you have principles of contribution to objectives. Now, principle of contribution to objective is how you are contributing your maximum towards achieving the objectives. Okay, how you effectively or contributing to achieve the objective, how you are formulating your objective policies, etc., and contributing towards the objective. Next is principle of objective. What is this principle of objective? It is nothing but how effectively can you achieve the ultimate objective, and how can you make it very simple and clear for people to understand, and to how you effectively you give guidance and direction to each and every employee to achieve the particular objective. Next is principle of primacy. Primacy is nothing but giving primary importance, first importance. Okay, now it will help you in performing primary importance is wherein planning will help you perform various activities and functions like organizing, leadership, control, etc. So it should be given a primary focus. It should be given the utmost importance. Next is principle of efficiency. Now, efficiency is how effective your plan is. Okay, it should result in minimum amount of cost, and make sure that you are effective utilization of resources is done. And also you should make sure you should continuously analyze in order to give maximum satisfaction to your stakeholders. Now, your stakeholders will include your shareholders, your creditors, your various other people, your debtors, your creditors, your debenture holders, equity holders. Okay, these will be your stakeholders. How efficient planning you're giving to these particular stakeholders also is very important. Next is on the basis of structure and plan. Structure of plan is nothing but principle of premises. Premises means the area or the environment where people are working, how you are preparing, how you are taking. This is something which is an internal factor. Okay, your premises is an internal factor. Okay, you're taking into consideration all your environmental factors like social, economical, political, psychological, cultural aspects, and based on which you are making necessary assumptions and you are predetermining your plan. You have knowledge about all the external factors and you are preparing your principle of premises. Okay, next is just principle of strategy and policy framework. Principle of strategy and policy framework is nothing but how you are preparing your plan by defining your strategies, rules with the effectiveness. You need to develop necessary strategies, right? You need to have effective strategies in order to carry out your planning very effectively. So your principle of strategy and framework is very important. You need to have a framework in which you are defining your policies and also necessary strategies as how your company can be better than the competitors company, and how effectively can you reach the goals and objectives, and how effectively can you satisfy your customers and increase your market share. Next is on the basis of process of planning. Now, on the basis of process of planning is principle of critical or limiting factor. Okay, now this is a critical and limited factor is basically only when you are selecting your alternatives. As I told you all earlier, when you have to plan, you need to make sure that you are taking into consideration all your future information, right? Now, your future information, suppose you have four informations with you, but you will take only best possible alternative which is close to your planning. Okay. So selection of alternative is a very important factor. This manager will look into the thing. Next is principle of commitment. The principle of commitment is nothing but how effectively can you achieve that particular plan. Now you need to have a target plan. You need to have a target. Suppose in 10 days you need to achieve it. If you're able to do it in 2 days also, it is very effective. But how effectively can you do and achieve your target? You should be fully dedicated and committed to achieve the goals and objectives. Okay. Principle of flexibility is nothing but how flexible your plan is in order to make necessary changes. Now, navigational change. Principle of navigational change is if you want to review your policies and policies, procedures, and programs periodically. That is once in 6 months or once in 12 months. In order to make sure that each and every person is told that this is the particular target or the objective you need to achieve, and we will be making necessary changes based on the various factors that will be affecting how effectively you're giving navigation to achieve the objectives of the organization. So this is for today's class. We will be continuing with the next topic from in your next video.